All right, this is the hobby room, my reloading bench. Anyway, whole reloading setup takes about 20 square feet. I can load anything you want. Anyway, so this is the Lee 4000. It's a simple 4-station progressive, and it's ready to load 9mm. All these cases are already prepped, primed, sized, bulge busted. This press has quick change die setups over here, so I can load 223 precision rounds, but for that I'll use there's a powder through die, so they just go down and it's like quarter turn lock in, so you can change out all your dies and powder feeders and everything real quick. So I use that for precision loads because I use stick powders, and so for that I put a funnel in it. In fact, I'll put it in the 308 right now. So that's what I use for 308 precision rounds, and then I'll do the 223 precision rounds in the Lee 4000 just because I can. So 223 bullet feeder, that's I don't know, I think eBay 3D printed thing. These are the Lee powder droppers. They're incredibly accurate if you're using a ball powder for like 9mm. I use some ball powders for precision rifle. That's I don't have any out on the bench right now. 4895 is a ball powder. Varget is a stick powder. That's Varget in there right there. That does not measure well in these type. You can get plus or minus 0.2, and that's no good for a precision round. But it's with ball powders you can get within 1/10 all day long. So for Plinken 223, that's what I use, and I'll load them in this. For precision 308, they all get loaded in the Lee classic turret, just like that. So it's simple. I do not crimp precision rounds, no crimp. So that's my seating die, powder through, and the bullet die, and that's it. Feed fully prepped brass, one at a time, and then load this with bullets. I'm about to do a 3D printed bullet feeder for everything, but this over here is the Lee app press. That is a eBay case feeder. So you just pour the cases in top, shake it, and they all fall down. And then, so I can size 9mm and 223, bulge bust 9mm, and if you're going to load 9mm, you need to learn more about that. But everything in here is also that quarter turn quick change stuff. So I prime 9mm and 223 in there. I primed 308 old school in the Lee turret. And what else? So, but these are all, basically entry-level presses. I mean, you can get crazy expensive on presses. This is a inline fab press mount with quick change mounts. I've got mounts for all three presses, so I can just swap them out real quick. That's a Harbor Freight bench grinder stand, which was super cheap, but it puts the whole press right at perfect working level for me anyway. For measuring precision stick powders, it's Frankford Arsenal IntelliDropper. I just punch in you know, whatever I want it to measure, and it'll give it to me to the 10th. And for prepping brass, rifle brass, this is another Frankford Arsenal product. It's their case trimming, and actually this is a different case trimmer, because cases stretch, rifle cases stretch, so you trim them with that. And then you can clean out primer pockets. This puts a bevel on the case mouth so that the bullets drop in and sit. That removes any burrs, and that's obviously a case neck brush. So I just run them all through there all at once, and then I end up with brass ready to prime. And I use that backs me up when I'm loading pistol rounds. I'll stop and check about, you know, every, I don't know, 20 rounds or so. But if you're short on a 9mm case, you can see a 10th. If you're watching that powder fall into the case before it goes over to the bullet drop station on its way over there, you can look straight in the case, and I can see a 10th short. So every now and then, if you screw with it, monkey with it, change it, it'll get off a smidge, but it always seems to go right back. But it's a good idea to keep an eye as they're going from powder feed over to bullet drop, and so you don't get any squib loads or anything. I've run myself out of powder before, and I've had one, I probably loaded 10,000 pistol rounds and had one squib load, which I ended up having to knock the friggin' bullet out of the barrel. So anyway, that's pretty much the bulk of it. It's Lee equipment. It's got its quirks, but I've got solutions for pretty much most of them now, and it's good budget equipment. For me, works out fine. It's not hard to spend $5,000 on a progressive press or more. But anyway, that's pretty much it for me.